Hi, Pastor Kip here. Some years ago, a young Methodist minister was working on a manuscript for a book, and he had transcribed his thoughts and put down his ideas about faith in Christ and what that might mean, but he just was rather hesitant to take it to a publishing company. His wife kept encouraging him to do so, but he was trepidatious about it, thinking that no one would really be interested in what he had written. Finally, he got up the nerve after his wife's encouragement and insistence, and he went to a publishing company known as Simon & Schuster. After they had read through the manuscript, they told him that it just wasn't the type of literary genre that they were interested in publishing. And so they rejected it. He went home rejected and dejected. And when he got home, his wife asked him how it went. And in a moment of anger and frustration, he threw the manuscript in the wastebasket and said, I never want to talk about it again. After he left the room, little did he realize that his wife, Ruth, retrieved the manuscript from the trash can and tucked it away in her purse. And the following day, she went to another publishing company known as Prentice Hall. She was convinced that this manuscript that her husband had been working on for so long needed to be published, and more importantly, that people needed to read it. An amazing thing happened. Prentice Hall loved the manuscript and wanted to publish it immediately, and they did so. The title of the book that they published is The Power of Positive Thinking by Norman Vincent Peale. Now, The Power of Positive Thinking in its first few years sold over 5 million copies. It spent 186 weeks on the New York Times bestseller list, and 48 of those weeks it was number one in the nonfiction category. To date, it has been translated in over 40 different languages around the world. Now stop and think about that for a moment. Something that Norman Vincent Peale threw away and thought it would be out of his life forever. Yet his wife Ruth saw the potential and the power in it, the power of positive thinking. Had it not been for her and her belief and confidence in her husband and his ability, think of the people whose lives would have not been touched and changed by the power of that book. You see, the power of positive thinking took the concept of Christian faith and put it in modern language that anyone could understand. That's what makes it so endearing, even to this day, still in print, still read by untold millions of people, something retrieved out of a wastebasket. Isn't it ironic that the man who wrote the book, The Power of Positive Thinking, actually needed to practice positive thinking himself? And because his wife was willing to do it for him, well, then the rest is history. This reminds me of how the Bible talks about faith. In Hebrews chapter 11, verse 1, describes and defines faith like this. Now, faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. What that is simply saying to us is that faith is the hope that reaches out for the unachievable. It is the hope that reaches out for the impossible, for the unbelievable, and puts its trust in a higher power. That's what faith, that's what positive thinking is really all about. Let me ask you something. What in your life have you thrown away that you need to retrieve, practice a little faith, and let God use it for His glory? To practice some positive thinking, some positive faith in the world around us, so desperately needed in these days. Have faith, trust God, believe, and maybe you're the one that needs to believe in someone else greater than they believe in themselves. And that can make all the difference in the world. And now may the Lord go before you to show you the way, beside you to befriend you, behind you to encourage you, above you to watch over you, and within you to give you the power to turn your struggles into stepping stones. That was your Faith Lift for the week.